Leaders then do what others are afraid to do. And this is what I can perceive in this room, that you all are leaders, and that leaders have a very special and a strong power within that comes from information, knowledge, but most of it comes from conviction, from passion to accomplish great things. This is what is going to guide this continent to be that new engine of the world. The old engines of all times, the European Union, North America, seem to be tired, are not growing as they used to. Today, fortunately, there are new engines emerging with great dynamism. Yes, we have the Chinas, the Indians, the Brazils, the Mexicos, the Tigers of Asia. We have Colombia, Peru, Chile performing and doing great. But this has to be done, integrating ourselves with the rest. This has to be also uniting different economies, different nations to perform better. North America has brought to Mexico on that trade agreement great things. Just a few figures. The trading between United States and Mexico is about to reach $1 trillion US. We in Mexico import half of that. We in Mexico export half of that. So nobody today can develop on its own. Nobody today individually has the capacity to be able to grow sustainable. That association between Mexico and United States, where we used to have a difference in income of 10 times, when a citizen or a worker in Mexico would make $1, on the US side, you would make 10. A 10-to-1 ratio. Today, it is a 5-to-1 ratio. So, this state, this nation, Nigeria, had to understand integration, the unity of all Africa. The African Union should be the dream and the idea to move energy, talents, resources on the right direction. But at the same time, it's indispensable. It is strategic. The effort of each one unit individually. And that's where in this competition, some come to be the benchmark. Some come to show the way to go. And this state of Ogun has that characteristic. I myself want to speak a little bit about some of these success stories that Mexico has had. It's not to lecture. It's only to show that there are alternatives to develop, and that fortunately those of us, like it is the case of Latin America, or like it is the case of Africa, those of us who are still behind to be a developed nation have the great advantage to learn from others, to learn from the wise men, to learn from success stories. And so we can save errors and mistakes, so we can have shortcuts to development. We don't have to do everything that others did. It doesn't have to take so long for us to move from basic economy, farming, agriculture, mining, oil, into manufacturing economy. It shouldn't take us that long to move from manufacturing economy into knowledge economy, which is the economy that generates wealth more than the rest that we do in the globe. So that, fortunately, is the advantage we have. And this state has a very strong backup on its resources. And yes, agriculture, cattle, agribusiness can be one generator of wealth to provide the resources to move into next stages. Only through creating wealth, only through growing our economies, we will defeat poverty. Populism, demagoguery, words don't solve the problem of people's poverty. We must associate private investment, private corporate world with friendly governments, with governments that understand clearly that only investment creates jobs and income, and that by partnering private and public investment, we multiply our capacity. Maybe something that is difficult to find the resources and the financing to make the best use of our land and soil, to make the best use of the natural resources that we have in this nation of Nigeria, to make the best productive way on efficient use of water. I hear that on the north of this state, there is plenty of land plains capable of producing food products, agriculture, that even in that region there is water, there is dams, there is rivers. But to make an efficient use of water, which, by the way, agriculture consumes over 70% of our water in all of our nations. It's not urban or human consumption. It is agriculture that makes the largest use of water available. So efficient use of water is a must. And we can make efficient use of water if we invest. And we can invest if we use the magic formula of public,
private